Man, I feel so attacked by these scenes, yet... Hey everyone, it's Garrison here, and welcome back to the channel, and today I am really up and early and excited to check out Kep1er with y'all today for We Fresh, their brand new song, the music video for All. Now guys, I loved and was so obsessed with their previous comeback with Up earlier in the year during the season of summer. Truly made my summer, and I still stream that song still to this day alongside Good Night, my favorite B-side on that mini album. But staying on track here, We Fresh is tied along to their third mini album, Troubleshooter, which I have seen all the teasers for and heard the highlight medley, and I've got to admit, Lion Tamer stood out to me, and especially Dreams. But for We Fresh, it sounded like we're gonna get something super energetic and in our face per se. So I'm gonna see if that ends up playing out in my kind of expectations and predictions. But hey, enough talk, let's dive into the music video for We Fresh now. Alright, so I brought it up here, We Fresh by Kep1er. Unfortunately, English captions are not readily available at this moment, but I'll try my best to hear out the lyrics for We Fresh, so let's go. This like selfie stick perspective. Oh, just enjoying themselves at the diner. So cute. Tray return. Oh, Mahi there? Wow, what an intro! Ayan. Okay, Hikaru! Yojin on a motorcycle? Man, I feel so attacked by these scenes, yet I'm loving this pop rock. Okay! This pop rock route that they took with it in this. Young'un. Climbing like a high-rise there. Oh, whoa, what is this? What is this breakdown? Oh, here we go, verse 2. Yes, Mashiro, get it. Definitely that cowbell work. It's just there in the back. The drum kits, that rock guitar that gets distorted sometimes in this. Refresh! Refresh! The chorus is really strong in this song, and I appreciate that a lot. Then there's this like EDM influence, like high-pitched EDM elements that admittedly, I feel like will have to grow on me. Hey. Karu. Okay, that was definitely a breakdown there. Bridge now. Check it out. Okay. Oh my goodness. all the fireworks there in that scene. I'll check in. That katana too with Bahi. Wow, what a complete, I would say, switch up by Kep1er. Like, admittedly, like, I remember Up was more melodic with it. It had its own energetic, I would say pacing and feel to it. And in this case, We Fresh has a totally different energetic, and I would say the tempo being done, how it was set for We Fresh here. Interesting combination of genres though, admittedly. Pop rock, and I would say with EDM, for sure, without a doubt. Like during the breakdowns in the song with the high-pitched EDM elements, but also, I would say, if I recall correctly, during the breakdown section before the bridge. Where do I begin with this, guys? Okay, let me take a little bit of sip of coffee here. We Fresh. There's a lot to appreciate about this release. At the same time, as some of you may know and familiar with this channel, I'm really not always for rambunctious, really in-your-face and loud, I would say, type of releases, you know? I wouldn't necessarily say loud, but like, there's sometimes like loud to a certain extent for certain releases where it's like, it's tolerable. There's certain releases where it's like, okay, this is too obnoxious. In this case, it's not too obnoxious, yet it's not loud to a certain extent, okay? I feel like that EDM high-pitched breakdown is definitely something that will have to grow on me over more listens. With that being said, longevity-wise, I have a little bit of a concern longevity-wise of how many times I'll be able to listen to this, especially on repeat. It's like, it's hard, you know? Kep1er is one of my favorite groups, as some of you may know. I don't really mess with this kind of style. Like, I'm more a preference of like Up, where shows like vocals more, way more melodic with it. But I'm glad that there wasn't a lot of like sing talk and a lot of like gra-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta, automatopoeia type thing. Because they obviously could have titled it something like an automatopoeia type title and then went through with like gra or something like that, or skirt sounds. And I'm glad that there's nothing like that in here, or else I wouldn't like this as much as today. So with that being said, really strong 8.5 out of 10, and I feel like that's gonna grow over time with more listens due to everything else that's going on, which is the chorus, right? I say this time and time again throughout my reviews from an objective standpoint and as a fan for some of these respective groups and individual soloists, is that you need a chorus. I feel like I'm lacking all this year. I'm lacking choruses that are better than the pre-chorus, right? Sometimes I feel like the pre-chorus is better than the chorus for any respective song, and I'm like, I wish I got a more meatier chorus that I can grab onto and that is so memorable, right? And I feel like the quality of the pre-chorus and the chorus in this song really match each other neck and neck, and the pre-chorus lays it up and sets it up well for the chorus in this song. Now, before that though, I really digged the intro to this song, I've got to say, which I'll point out when we get into the second listen and watch for this music video for We Fresh. But then how it went into verse 1 so smoothly like that, and I was feeling it. I was like, yeah, this is definitely pop rock with the cowbell, which was quite interesting. They could have made like a more louder cowbell. They could have like mixed it louder and all. But I'm glad that they didn't, you know, or else I would say that it would be too jarring. It would be too jarring with the EDM breakdown and all. So yeah, the chugging of the percussion adds a lot. The distorting of the guitar here and there amongst the sections in this song are the main centerpiece production-wise. And by no means, you know, as some who are familiar with this channel, I like to say if I'm feeling like if the production is doing the heavy lifting, or the members of a certain group, in this case Kep1er, are doing the heavy lifting. I don't think either or is doing the heavy lifting. It's just hard with that EDM high-pitched production where it's like I'm trying to hone in and focus on the members, you know what I'm saying? Like, the members have to work around that EDM breakdown. But thankfully, performance-wise, in the choreo, they're able to skim past it through, right? And yeah, I just feel like this is a really perfectly balanced song. It's not too loud, and I feel like this is not gonna be everyone's cup of tea per se, and people are gonna be like me where they do prefer up, but I'm sure we're gonna enjoy the B-sides nonetheless. I've enjoyed every single Kep1er B-side so far, so I'm perfectly fine, you know, I'm perfectly fine. What I also really digged was how the approach was in verse 2, though, in this song. Right, so far, really standard. I'm breaking down that from intro, verse 1, later on in the verse 2. The only thing about verse 2 was, like, I wish they didn't provide that vitty vitchy line for Hikaru. As someone who has heard a lot of rap in the K-pop idol scene, and a lot of tracks that surround vitty vitchy, right? And of course, I would say in Korean hip-hop as well, K-hip-hop, I feel like that line is very overdone. Like, you'd have to be very creative to somehow implement it to make it work. And I feel like Hikaru's performance-wise in the choreo of it, with the guns, right? The dueling the guns and all, really made up for that line. So it didn't, like, linger in my mind too much. Just a minor thing there. The breakdown, though. I would say the breakdown amongst the other moments in the song, I like the breakdown a bit before we get into the bridge, which I will point out again when we get in the second watch and listen. And then things visually, I'll point out when we get into the second watch and listen, okay? So let's just do that now, everyone. Let's do that. I love how creative these settings were for all the members. Like, each and every member had their own spotlight. You know what I'm saying? That I was getting and feeling in Up. I can't say that necessarily fully for line distribution, you know what I'm saying? But, like, the likes of Yeso still in the diner, Mashiro's cooking up in the back in the diner, you know what I'm saying? Or in this restaurant or brunch place. And I really liked their scenes. My favorite scenes, like I said in the past before, Youngin, huge bias wrecker, Youngin on climbing the high-rise, Chaehyun with that armored truck vehicle with her name on it. So this was a cute little intro. And then I love how we get from this cute little intro, right? Let it load again because it was buffering. We go from this cute little intro into the exact opposite, you know? It's like they just turned on a light switch. Truly what we call duality. Alright, here we go. I love how Bahi's in the center here, how she kicks it off. She really kicks it off really well for the choreo. And just this camera work, you know? We get all the members in the frame. We get shouting. It's shouting. And Bahi, quite briefly with the lines there in the intro. And then instantaneously, we go into Diane into this verse 1, right? Very light, fluttery with it in terms of the delivery, the vocal delivery. by far, hands down, my favorite Hikaru lines in this song. I love how, alongside with the production, Hikaru is picking up the pacing for this song, right? Like, I feel like we're shifting gears, we're shifting paces as we progress in this song almost. Yeah, like some like shouting like that here and there. I really dig it. I really dig it. As long as it's not throughout the majority of the song, right? That fork and knife work. So cute. I love how Chaehyun builds it up here. And then, oh man. This is like the EDM, like electronic element that I really mess with during the chorus. Yeah, just how they bring it together here is... I love it. And then this, I believe it's like a refrain or post-chorus where it has this... It gets more highly pitched, this kind of EDM electronic element here, and I'm like, okay. It works. It sticks. It's just like, wow, I wish there was more singing during the post-chorus. Like, maybe they do it in the first post-chorus, but then have it differently after the next chorus, that the next time they deliver the chorus, right? Classic, iconic scene right here, the katana. Hey, very fitting moment, I would say, by Diane. My favorite part during verse 2, hands down, is like they add in the clapping in the production, but also hand in hand in the choreo. You see them clapping, you know, getting us riled up. See what I'm saying? Like, the gesticulation really makes up for the lines here, the timing of it. I really love the Hikaru and the heart on her face, but yeah, you see what I'm saying? You know, the gesticulation, the charisma. Yeah, okay, that's where I'm like, okay, Hikaru was really doing the heavy lift in verse 2. And then Mashiro, my favorite moment for her, right, where she's like coming through with straight fire, as you can tell here. There's even WD-40 and D-Walt. Okay, Screwdriver in the kitchen somehow. There's that cowbell ever so slightly again. Shouting, killing it as always. But here we go. Yeah, this chorus, very impactful, powerful, bold, yet it grips you, it gets you so... How should I say that? I wouldn't necessarily say mesmerized, but really caught up in the moment, right? There's that sing-alongable factor. Yeah, it's like done in a skittering kind of manner. Oh, I love it. I love it. This breakdown before we hit the bridge is insane. Notice how, you know, the colors change, you know, and the scene switch here with Xiao Ting. She's like turning her head so slightly. Boom! Oh, hits that punching a bag of some sort. We got Hikaru shooting up in the shooting range here. And then everything amplifies. We get an amplifying rock guitar here. And this is where it's fully rock heavy. Which makes me wonder how the choreo is going to be done in this part, right? You know, the choreo is not shown here. Can't wait to see the live performance of this. Kep1er moving. Kep1er going on to the next. Yeah, I really love this bridge here. Yejin. Whew. Another bias wrecker. Been supporting her since the survival show days. And with too good reason. Thank you. Man, I wish it was more lengthier there. Like, I wish they did let Chaeyeon, like, I was actually expecting a drag of that high note, but it was very brief with it. But I'm glad she leads the choreo a bit here. I just wish it was a little bit more. I remember seeing people on, like, Twitter, like, they were at some moment, they're complaining, like, when are we gonna get, like, a true center for Chaeyeon, like a center moment for Chaeyeon, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has yet to be a title track where usually when you have like the winner coming from the number one place seed for, of course, I would say from these survival shows before Kep1er and all, most of the comebacks, that number one member has a center, like a lead center moment in the choreo, you know what I'm saying? And it's surprising you that we don't see it often, but I'm glad that she has those bits and moments in this as well. Yeso, though. This era for Yeso, really strong for her. I love that scene with Hikaru. Yeah, it's just the skittering of the EDM elements. It'll have to be possibly a grower for me. Yeah, definitely rambunctious, mixing pop rock with EDM elements that are highly pitched and all. Not your usual standard arrangement, you know, with that breakdown into the bridge. But all in all, I really love the showcasing of the members in their own scenes. But every time when they bring it through together, after the breakdown and after the bridge and during the chorus in this song, huge highlights, I'd have to say. And like I said, to sum it up, all right, I like the start of verse 2. I love the intro and verse 1 a lot. But the chorus, thankfully, being the main centerpiece, truly shined out for me. It's just that post-chorus / refrain that will have to possibly grow from me. But I love how they're showing different sides to themselves, and that makes sense for groups coming from survival shows. We've seen it over time where they do something way different for title tracks and try different trends and all that stuff, and eventually move on to full albums and all. And yeah, makes me wonder, you know, how the B-sides are gonna go. I'm sure it makes sense to me why this ended up being the title track based on the highlight melody I've heard and of how the other tracks went, how the B-sides played out, right? Like, this is very instrumental heavy and driven, and it really focuses on performance and all. So it's like, okay, this could have been done like with the heavy lifting from the members, I've got to say, but what makes up for it is, of course, the added EDM elements, and what balances out with those EDM elements is definitely the charisma and the presence and the, I would say, the projection of the vocal work and rap in this, as well as the gesticulations in the music video, as well as the delivery of the choreography, right? So I feel like the transitions between the sections were smoothly done, even though there's like this very contrasting piece of the breakdown in this song. So let me know your thoughts, everyone, about this. Did you feel the same way I did, that this will have to end up being growing on you? Did it meet your expectations? Did it exceed your expectations? I think it still remains the same, where it's like, okay, I got my main bias, everyone else is bias wrecking me, not gonna lie. Can't wait to get the physical album. Pre-ordered it with my friend in the group order. We like doing mini group orders here. and Kep1er was definitely added to the list with Le Seraphim for pre-orders, so I can't wait to receive those albums. Hopefully I don't get too many dupes with my friends, so we can do a mini trade amongst each other. It's fun to do stuff like that, but it's great to support Kep1er every single time because I know they're gonna come through with something good. It's just a matter of what they're gonna come through, right? So I would love to hear pop rock by itself or like punk as well, but like I've yet to hear this combination with EDM, so it's quite refreshing but super energetic per se, right? Just wish it was a little bit more melodic, but all in all, guys, this was a really good comeback nonetheless, showing another side of themselves. But I think when I checked out the live performances, I'm gonna love this song even more with each and every listen. But as always, you should like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much. Just want to start connecting with y'all about Kep1er in the comment section down below. As always, have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you are. Stay tuned for that mini album review for Troubleshooter. Yeah, this has been Garrison. As always, see you in the next video, and peace.